The Assistant Director of Student Experience, and I help with any issues you might be facing. It could be housing or health insurance or roommate conflict, or you just want to talk about how happy you are and how wonderful everything is. You can kind of think of me as your customer service department, and I'm here to help you with anything you need.
All right. So
I think we're ready to begin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys ready to go? That's what you say, yeah.
Or give a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay, we got one thumbs up. We got a yeah in the chat.
Please know that at any time you can ask a question. You can write it in the chat or speak to us verbally if you want. So feel that it's okay to ask questions throughout the presentation.
Yeah, exactly. So can everyone see the giant green circle? Is it showing you the giant green circle?
I can see it. Anybody else? Great.
Awesome. Woohoo! Great. All right. So welcome to Into Suffolk's pre-arrival webinar series, Preparing Your Move to Boston. Your presenters tonight are Rachel Emlock, that's me, and Christine Perlmutter, our Assistant Director of Student Experience. We are your Student Experience Dream Team. So, as we go into this, Christine, what are some reminders that students might need to know before they get here, before we start this big part of the series?
Exactly. So we're going to remind you every time because we want to make sure you remember it's on your calendar. All students must attend orientation. It is required. Orientation is August 29th to September 2nd. All students will receive their academic schedules during this time by September 2nd or on September 2nd, depending on your program. And don't forget, all fees must be paid by August 1st. So that's just some reminders so that everyone's ready to start when they get here.
All right. So sometimes students ask us about things that they need to remember when they're living on campus. So some reminders for students who are living on campus is that move-in begins on August 28th. That's the first day that you can move to campus. Students are not able to move into the dormitories earlier and are recommended to book at a local hotel or Airbnb. We actually recommend hotels because there's so many in the Boston area that you can find one that is very affordable. The link in red on your screen, campustravel.com/university/Suffolk-university, lets you know a list of recommended hotels by Suffolk University, and they offer special rates for Suffolk students. So if you're interested and need a place to stay before you arrive, please let us know. We can share this link with you. It is available on our Student Experience website. All students who will be living on campus will receive a welcome bag that has fun little goodies in it. Christine and I are very active in making sure you're going to have fun and educational stuff in your welcome bag. You will also be receiving a bed pack. A bed pack includes towels, bed sheets, a comforter, pillow and pillowcase, a spare blanket, and a laundry hamper. So when you arrive at Suffolk, you will have all of these basic necessities to make your bed and be a little comfortable when you get here. Does anyone have any questions?
All right.
All right. Christine, what is on today's agenda?
Yes. So on today's agenda is, drum roll please, what to pack for Boston, what are airport transfer requests, what do we need to know when living in Boston, And finally, if you have any questions and answers, we'll save time for that.
All right. So what should you pack in your luggage for Boston? You should probably be packing clothing for each season. Boston actually does really have 4 seasons. We have a very distinct fall, winter, spring, and summer season. Okay, so in the fall, you can expect it to be between 3 to 23 Celsius between September and November. Okay, in the winter, the weather can drop to -5 Celsius or -14 Celsius. And winter usually lasts between December all the way to March.
I know, we apologize for the long winter if you don't like cold, but even March is still pretty cold.
Although I will say that it hasn't been quite so bad with the snow recently. So it'll be a little cold, but you don't really have to worry about too much snow. In the spring, it goes between 5 to 20 degrees Celsius between April and June. So it's pretty warm, it's pretty nice. And then in the summer, as you can see, which is where we are right now, it goes between 10 and 28 degrees Celsius.
And it can get hot today. And today was very hot. And we also have very humid weather, which means there's a lot of water in the air. So it feels heavy and even hotter sometimes.
Yeah. So be aware when you're packing your luggage that you want to have at least 1 or 2 outfits for each season. I also recommend that when you're packing, you think of how to layer your clothing. So maybe you don't need to bring 7 winter jackets, but maybe you want to wear a tank top with a t-shirt with maybe a long sleeve sweater under your jacket, so that as the weather changes throughout the day, you can take on or off layers.
Yeah, it's very important to have at least 2 things. So like a t-shirt and a hoodie, or a t-shirt and a sweater, because sometimes it's hot outside, but really cold in the building because of the air conditioning, or it's very cold outside, but very hot in the building because of the heat. So it's nice to have kind of layers so you can expect either type of weather.
You want to make sure that you have options. Now, you're saying, oh, if I'm only bringing 2 or 3 outfits per season, what am I going to wear? I'm a very fashionable person. You are very lucky, because there are major shopping stores within walking distance of campus, and many more shopping destinations that are accessible by public transportation. So if you know that Zara is coming out with a new shirt or a new sweater or a new jacket, you can go to Zara and get the new jacket. It's not going to hurt you. One of the main shopping areas of Boston is within walking distance of campus. So if you're a shopper, you're going to be fine. Okay.
And yeah, and during orientation, we're planning a shopping trip. So if you hang around with us on the Saturday after orientation, you can go shopping and pick up some needed items.
Now, here's something you really need to pay attention to. As I was reading this, I was saying 3 degrees Celsius, right? However, in the United States, we use Fahrenheit. We don't use Celsius. I have no idea what 3 Celsius means, which I know is very strange. So the formula to find Celsius is C equals 5 divided by 9 multiplied by the Fahrenheit minus 32. Now, I am not very good at mathematics, so Christina and I found this for you. However, we don't actually know what it means. Does anyone have an idea of what that means to find Celsius from the Fahrenheit? It's okay if you don't. You will be able to use your cell phones to translate the temperature. But just know that in the US, when you're watching the news or you're watching television, or someone says, oh my God, it was 100 degrees outside. 100 degrees in Fahrenheit is about 20 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it's the formula. Exactly, Alex. Yes.
We had a
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so compared to some countries, our winter isn't so bad, actually.
Yeah. So it really just depends where you're coming from.
Rachel, we had a good question in the chat about outlets. I know where some outlets are near me, but you need to drive there. Do you know if there are any outlets that you can get to on one of the trains?
So there are multiple shopping malls that are accessible through the trains. There are also two different outlets. One is south of Boston. It's in a town called Wrentham, which does not sound how you say it. It is very.
I'll spell it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So the Wrentham outlets are south of Boston. It is considered the premier outlets. They are in Massachusetts. And there are organizations that do have a Greyhound bus that will take you from South Station to the Wrentham outlets, and it goes every weekend. So we can help students who are interested in booking that. I've already been in touch with some of the students that are currently here, some of our Saudi students who are interested in going. So you can take a bus from South Station to the Wrentham outlets, but they do charge you for the bus. There is another outlet in New Hampshire, which is a different state than Massachusetts. It's about the same distance from Boston. It's in Merrimack. So the Merrimack outlets are not as luxurious as Wrentham. However, you do not have to pay tax to go shopping there. There is no transportation there from Boston, but I suppose you could take the train from Boston to Lowell, and then from Lowell, it's about a 20-minute drive, so maybe a 20-minute Uber on top of that. That would probably be the most economic way to get there. But there's nothing along the commuter rail lines as for an outlet. Everything's kind of farther away from the city because the outlets are very large. But to be quite honest, I don't really know how much you really want to go to the outlets. There's usually very crowded. I'll go to Wrentham maybe once a year.
Yeah, I go to Wrentham too. It's close to where I live. But if you really want to get high fashionable clothing, like high-end brands, they have them all there and at much more affordable prices. So it is a good place if you want that. The Wrentham outlet, I do recommend that one.
Yeah,
but it will be crowded. There will be lines. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I would prefer the Wrentham outlets to Merrimack. Even when I lived closer to the Merrimack outlets, I did not go there very often. I would drive the 2 hours to Wrentham, which I know the three of you are like, oh my God, you would drive 3 hours, 2 hours to go shopping. Yeah, I'm a girl. It happens. All right, so this is what you should pack in your luggage. Now let's think about other things to bring with us besides the stuff that we're gonna wear. So Christine, what are some things that you would want to bring with you to a new country?
Sure. So some important things are a cultural item from your home to share with your new community. It's a good way to start a conversation with roommates or new friends. Pictures and memento from home to remind you of your family and friends. Sometimes school can be very stressful, or you can feel lonely at times. So having those photos can come in and make you feel comfortable. Some room decorations, make your room your own. You can also buy things here, but if you have some decorations that are important to you, bring them with you. And of course, we have so many stores all around us. There's you can buy a poster for your wall and other things. We have really everything in the Boston area.
And it's in walking distance to campus. Mm-hmm. Now, this is like the fun stuff, but there are some other important items that you should bring. And these are very important. So what is something important to bring in your personal item? These are items that you don't want to put in the checked area of the airplane. You want to keep these on your person. You don't want to put these in your luggage that will go away from you in the airplane. You want to keep this like in your backpack or whatever you're going to be keeping with you when you're sitting on the plane. So we have the original I-20, your passport that is valid with your F1 visa, your CVIS I-901 fee payment receipt, evidence of funding for your tuition fees, living costs, including your sponsor letter if you have one. If you don't have one, it's okay. But if you have that, bring that. All of your health forms and immunization documents. You want to make sure that those are in your personal luggage. Now, the next two are a little strange, but serious. All medical prescriptions for any medicine that the doctor tells you to take and gives you a prescription for need to be written in English so that when you arrive in the United States, if you need more of the medicine, it is easy for you to get it. We also recommend that you bring at least 3 months worth of your prescription medications. This is very important because if you need the medicine and you run out, it will be harder for you to get it. So if you have the 3 months worth, that's less likely to happen. It's also very important to bring your official transcripts and your test scores. So if you have those as PDFs, you can bring those, make sure they're printed out. If you need to print them out when you get here, let us know, but try to have those with you. You also want to bring any insurance documents. The last 2 items on here seem like they might be common sense, but we have to remind you, please bring your laptop computer. If you have a laptop, please bring it. Make sure you don't forget your charger and try to make sure you have an adapter for your laptop charger. If you don't have one, we will help you get one, but it will be so much better if you just bring your own. If you are planning to purchase a laptop when you arrive, please let us know. You can always send us an email or a message in WhatsApp or Line or a Telegram or email us, however you want. Just be like, hi, I'm going to buy a laptop there. And then we can kind of talk to you about good places to go to purchase them. There's also this thing at the bottom that says USD cash. In the US, it is not common yet for everyone to use their cell phones to purchase items. It is more common in bigger cities, but you still need to have some cash. You don't want to have a lot of paper money, which we call cash, but you want to have enough. So I would say no more than $100 cash, okay? Just in case. Just because sometimes things are funny with paying with international credit cards, okay? All right. Now, Christine, everyone emails me about once or twice a week asking me, what are airport transfer requests?
Yes. Oh, we have a question from Alex. Alex, what can we help you with?
And can teacher Richard can do a next page, last page?
Okay, go back to the last page.
Next one.
Yep.
Next one.
Yep.
Yeah.
The number 4 is including sponsors later. What does it mean?
If you don't know what that means, you don't need to worry about it.
Some students come with a sponsor paying for their tuition, such as a government or an organization or a grant paying for their tuition. But if you don't have a sponsor, you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So don't worry about that one. That one we have to conclude it in the PowerPoint, but you'll be okay. Do you have any other questions?
And the other question is some amusement document is about the recent issue is about some I mean is name is from monkeypox virus.
Oh, the monkeypox.
Oh, the monkeypox. You don't need to get your monkeypox immunization to come to school.
So also it's not really common for,
It's not required, no.
okay.
All
Okay,
right, but
thank you.
good questions. Thank you for always asking. If you have a question, you should feel comfortable to ask. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. All right. Everybody else good? Yeah, maybe. All right. So let's talk about these airport transfer requests. Go
Yes.
ahead.
All right. So you should have received an email from Into Suffolk talking about airport transfer requests. Please go back and look through your personal email for that. It's very important. I can't even stress enough how important it is to fill this form out. These requests will provide you with free transportation. We will pick you up at Logan Airport and take you to wherever you are staying in the city. We need you to provide your current international phone number so that we can call you directly when you arrive in case we can't find you or there's been a delay or something. All students are required to submit arrival details, even if you don't want us to pick you up. We still need to know when your flight will arrive to Boston. We're really hoping your flight arrives between 8 in the morning and 10 at night at our time zone. It just makes it easier to have someone there to pick you up. If your flight comes in at a later time, we will still do our best to have someone there. We cannot guarantee it, but we will try very hard to have someone there for you. And we know sometimes flights are delayed and they don't come in at the time you think they will come in. Don't worry, we will track your flight. As long as we have that information, we will track it. We will know when you're arriving. All right. The application looks like this on the screen. Please make sure you complete it. If you arrive on the 28th, you will go straight to the university dormitories. That is correct, Paul.
Yep.
We will take you straight to your residence hall. If you arrive before the 28th, we can take you to a hotel or wherever you are staying. We do ask that you stay, that it's somewhere within 10 miles of Boston, but that's a pretty wide range. And we will take you if your accommodation is within 10 miles of Boston.
Does anyone have any other questions about airport transfer requests? If you are traveling with your family members, make sure to include that in your airport transfer request. There is no additional fee for your family members to accompany you when you come to Boston. So if you're traveling with your mom or your dad, it's just free. So don't worry about that, oh no, it's gonna cost more. It's not. This is really just to make sure that when you arrive in Boston, we are aware of it and we are able to help you get from Logan to whatever accommodations you have secured. Okay? I know you did.
Yay, thank you, Alex. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah. Alex, guess who sends out those confirmation emails? Can you guess? Yes, that is correct. It is me. So yes.
And just to everyone to know, you will most likely, we will send you in an Uber when you arrive at the airport to take you to your accommodation. It will most likely be an Uber.
And we do not necessarily go in the Uber with you to your accommodations, but we make sure you get into the Uber. We walk you to where the Ubers are. We make sure that the Uber is the person they say they are before you get in the car. And we will also watch your transit through the app to make sure that you arrive at your destination. So We are in contact with you from the moment you arrive until you get to your destination. We are here for you. And this is a safety issue as well. We want to make sure that you're getting to your accommodations. So the airport transfer is pretty seamless. It'll be either myself or Christine or someone else from our department with, you know, an Into Suffolk shirt saying hi, and we have a sign that has your name on it. It's a fun experience. It's kind of nice, and you get a happy, you know, friendly face when you first arrive in a new city, which is our goal.
Yes.
All right. So now we're going to talk about the fun stuff of Boston. So where can we go shopping for essentials
That's
in
your
Boston?
favorite. That's your favorite hobby, I think.
I don't know about my favorite hobby, but yeah. So does everyone know what an essential is? Alex likes shopping too. Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yay.
So an essential could be something like toothpaste, or an essential could be something like you need towels, or you ran out of socks, or you did the laundry and all of your shirts are purple.
Or you need laundry detergent to clean your clothes.
All of these things. So essentials to me is clothing, which is why the clothing list is a bit longer than the home items list. But there are a number of different stores all within walking distance to campus. I pass Primark every day on my way to campus, and it is very hard not to go shopping. Primark, Old Navy, TJ Maxx are all within 5 minutes of the Into Suffolk Center. H&M and Zara are down on Newbury Street, which is probably maybe a 5 or 10 minute walk. You don't have to take the train to get there. It's very close. And Macy's is kind of in between them all. So Macy's, it's kind of Primark, Primark, Old Navy, and TJ Maxx are pretty close. You walk down a few more, like a block or so, you get to Macy's, and then you keep going and you get to H&M and Zara. So we are really in the heart of the city. Primark is probably the cheapest place to get stuff. And I don't know, I guess Macy's would be pretty expensive, but like, it's really not.
You can find everything there.
Yeah,
all prices.
And Macy's is like nice quality stuff too. It's one of the more traditional American department stores. Now, home items could be blankets or decorations or toilet paper or, I don't know, coffee or tea. So we have home goods, which is really kind of decor and items for your house that are like, you know, stuff that you would have around, like a candle holder, or items for your desk, like pens and fun things. Target has everything. Target is a one-stop shop kind of place. There are super Targets and there are smaller Targets. Target is kind of in competition with Walmart, but sometimes the quality of the Target items is a little bit better. The Target that's near campus is pretty large. I don't go there by myself because I'll buy too much stuff, but
but it's within walking distance. Yes. It's a very short walk to get to Target, and it really has everything.
Like anything that you realize that you have forgotten, you can get it at Target. It's amazing. It's like an amazing shop. Bed Bath and Beyond is very specific. That's a good place to go get blankets, towels, sheets, cooking items. They have really nice candles. They have good things for the bathroom, like soaps and shower caps. They also have really good school items. So if you want a stand for your laptop or kind of desk organizers, they'll have those there as well. Mm-hmm. As you see, there's like a purple kind of picture thing over here that says Boston Shopping. This is actually a flyer that we keep in the center that gives you the addresses of different places that you can go to. So we also have this on our student experience site with links to the shops. So when you go to the student experience site, if you wanted to go to Target, you click on the Target and it will bring you to that location so you can kind of see what they have in the shop. So kind of nice. As Christine mentioned earlier, on September 3rd, which is the day after orientation ends, it's Saturday, we're going to Assembly Square. I call it Assembly Square. On here, they call it Assembly Row Outlets. But that's where we're going to take you for your first shopping adventure. So we'd like you all to come, and I think it'll be a really good time. There's a lot of different stores there. I think that there's an Old Navy. There's not a Target, but there's kind of higher end places at the Assembly Square. Like I know that there's a Nike shop and there's an Adidas shop. Like the brands have their own stores there. So it's a little bit different than shopping at like Macy's, where they have all of the brands together. Now, I know that not everyone wants to go shopping for clothing and home items, but everybody wants to go shopping for food, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So Rachel, where can you go shopping for food near Boston?
Well, Boston is a huge city, and we have a lot of different grocery store options. And groceries, as everybody knows, can be a little expensive depending on what kind of food you're getting. So local grocery stores to campus, we have Star Market, Stop and Shop, and there's a Market Basket at the end of the Green Line. So those are the cheaper locations to go. Specialty stores are a little bit more expensive. We have Whole Foods, Roach Brothers, and there's also Trader Joe's. But those are kind of higher end grocery stores, and they are pretty expensive. I don't go shopping there because for me, a apple is an apple. I'd rather go to Market Basket.
Yes, but the good thing about it is those two stores are a very short walk from our campus. So they're really the most convenient places. So if you're really looking just to run out and get something quick.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, those are really the closest ones. But you pay more because of the location, and the quality of the store is a little bit higher.
Yes, that's true. Then we do, because Boston is such an international city, we do actually have a few different international grocery stores. There's a lot more than on the list. These are the two biggest ones. So there's H Mart, which is where I go. There's one in Cambridge that's pretty big. H Mart is Hong Kong market, but they have groceries from all over the world. It is primarily Asian, but they do have different snacks. 99 Ranch Market is also a similar. It is in kind of Korean. They have some Korean food, but they also have Chinese food, Japanese food, Vietnamese, and Thai. Yeah, so it's called Korean market, but it's really not. Like it's really more Asian market. 99 Ranch Market is more Chinese, Chinese, Taiwan, Hong Kong, but it is still pretty good. So H Mart's in Cambridge, 99 Ranch Market is in Quincy. They are both accessible from the Red Line, which is the line that goes directly through campus. So you can go to the grocery store once a week, and you can go to either grocery if you'd like. I know Ivan's sitting there going, well, where do I go? Ivan, there is a grocery store that I know about. It is in Newton, and it's called the St. Petersburg Market. And it's not necessarily Russian, but it does have Eastern European specialty foods. So you can go there and get some chocolates and what else? Oh, they have, I don't know what they're called, but they do have cookies and fancy chocolates. My roommate was from Ukraine, so we would go there once a month together, and I will get you the address when you arrive. So don't worry on that, okay? Yeah, the St. Petersburg Market in Newton.
And don't forget, we also have Chinatown, which is within walking distance of campus, which has also a lot of, it has a couple grocery stores that I guess specialize in the Chinese and Asian groceries in Chinatown.
Yes, and Sephora is 5 minutes away from campus, like maybe less. It is very quick. It's in Faneuil Hall. Yeah, we will actually be going there on the last day of orientation on that Friday. We'll be going down to Faneuil Hall, so I'll show you where the Sephora is. I do not recommend going to Sephora every week, but that's totally up to you. Now, Christine, what are the banking options in Boston? Because we got to pay for all this food.
So you might be coming to Boston looking to open a local bank account just to make life easier using the ATMs in Boston. So we actually have a lot of banking options to choose from. And during orientation on the first day, Monday, August 29th, we will be taking you to the Bank of America to open an account if you would like to. If you prefer not to do Bank of America, we have so many banks within walking distance of our school. There's many to choose from. But at any bank, you can open a bank account. Make sure you bring your passport with you on that day. They will need to see that to open your account. Here we have listed a few of the other types of banks in our area, but just to make it more convenient to you, we will take you to Bank of America if you want.
Also, many of the banks are requiring you to make appointments. So for our Bank of America trip on the 29th, you do not need an appointment for that. You just come with us and we have the place to ourselves for most of the day. So you don't have to worry about making an appointment for August 29th to make your bank account. Okay? Any questions about banking that we might be able to answer or send to you in an email if we don't have the information right now?
You do not need a social security card.
Jinx, Christine. No, you don't need a social security card. No, you just need to bring your passport. You don't need a social security number or card to open a bank account. All right. So
that was a great question. These are all good questions.
Yeah, these are really good questions. I'm glad you guys are interacting with us. It makes us feel better. So I know cell phones are a key part of your life, and you are wondering what options you will have for cell phone service when you arrive in Boston. Now, these are the three main service providers in Boston. There's AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. When you arrive in Boston, we're going to show you where these sharps are located on August 29th. It is part of orientation. You will be able to get SIM cards at these shops, or you could get a whole cell phone plan. It's really up to you. However, some cell phone plans are more expensive than others. So we recommend that you do a little research about the three different companies before you sign any contract with any of these providers. Make sure you look up their websites. You can go to AT&T.com, you can go to VerizonWireless.com, you can go to T-Mobile.com US, because T-Mobile is international. But these are the three main ones. We do have links to these on our student services website. So if you're curious about how to access them, we'll put those up there so that you can kind of just go, click, and it will show you what types of phones they offer. All of these offer iPhones and Android phones. So the type of phone you get won't change, it's just how much you're paying for it. Question.
I've never heard of Mint Mobile.
I know what Mint Mobile is. Mint Mobile is pretty good. I have nothing against Mint Mobile. I would recommend that you look to see if Mint Mobile services Boston. Yeah, I know Mint Mobile. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's a new. Mint Mobile, I haven't heard anything bad about it. I don't know anyone who uses it. So I recommend going to the Mint Mobile website and seeing if it is has good coverage, has good service in the Boston area.
Because I
Yeah.
haven't heard of it either. I mean, I haven't heard of anyone using it, or so I'm not. So definitely do your research on that one. Make sure you're really using a provider that is in the area, please.
Sometimes the service, depending on your phone, changes in different parts of the US. So for example, my personal phone is T-Mobile, but my Into phone is Verizon Wireless. I get good service on both of those. And before I had T-Mobile, I had AT&T. So I've used all three. They're all pretty good. The service is pretty much the same. It's just different prices. But I know what Mint Mobile is. It is a real company. I just don't know if they have any service in Boston. So that would be something you would want to check out before you signed a contract. Okay. All right. Now, does anyone have any questions that we didn't get to today?
Anything about Boston at all? Anything you're wondering about?
Anything you're nervous about? Oh.
Anything you're excited for?
I'm excited to go shopping.
We have good theater. If you like theater, we have good theater too.
Alex and I are going to go shopping every week. We're just going to go hang out at Suffolk. Okay, so since we got most of everybody's questions, so this was our third webinar, and we have a couple of more coming up. We have one next week where we're going to talk about finances. Next week is our finance tutorial, and the hour does change. So next week will be at 8 a.m. for Boston time. So Ivan, you get to sleep in a little bit. All of these webinars are being recorded and they are uploaded every week to our student experience website. So if you go to the student experience website and you click on the webinar page, instead of where it says zoom in here, you can watch the recording. You can also read through the PowerPoint at your own pace. So we are making these available even if you're unable to join us for our webinars. Now I know you're like, wait, how do we contact you? Very easy. You can contact us at any time by emailing us at into@suffolk.edu. If you send an email here and you say, hi, I went to the webinar, I have a question for Rachel, the person who runs this email will just send me the email. So don't you worry about that. We also have our awesome student experience website, which I'm going to type into the chat. Yeah, you have that number too. So this is our student services website. So it's at sites.suffolk.edu/into-Suffolk. And this is our student experience website. You can go there at any time. There is a contact bar. So if you come up with a question and you just want to say, hey, I went to the webinar and I have a question about the airport transfers. Yes, Alex, that is my Into cell phone. So yes, that's me. We also have two different Instagrams with Into Suffolk. We have our Into Suffolk main page. This is what the image is right now. It's the Into logo with a rainbow. And then we have our Into Suffolk students page. This is more about what's going on in center, different activities we have happening. And so we welcome you guys to follow both of them. They're both very educational and they let you know what we're doing. And it's kind of a good time. How many of you joined our WhatsApp group and our Line group and our Telegrams? Did you guys see my moments or stories on those this week? Maybe, yes?
Oh, good.
Oh, awesome, great. I am glad you saw them. That makes me feel a lot better. You can also use those to message us or to get in contact with us. We will be sleeping. Yes, the Line group. Yeah, good. I'm glad someone got it. We're still kind of figuring those out, but I like it. I think it's pretty cool. So does anyone have any questions for us? Are you guys feeling okay? Feeling comfortable?